Welcome back to some CUUC action. Here, Braden Robinson with
Yifan Wong.
bringing you some exciting Division 1 Open Finals. Unfortunately, there is an injury on the play. Paul with the disc. Coach Snyder runs on the field trying to make sure their player is okay. You don't love to see that happening.
Now both teams just came from very exciting Universe Point semis, so they should both be pretty excited to play this game. So it's a matter of calming down, making sure that they play the best they can without letting emotions get to the better of them.
That's right, and I believe these two teams met before. Talking to the Manitoba coach, they handedly beat Ottawa, and I'm sure Ottawa is hungry for revenge.
So it looks like we have a medical out to assess this injury. Hopefully it's nothing too serious. Obviously something we never want to see, as this is a non-contact game.
I guess with this stoppage, like to have a land acknowledgement. We acknowledge that the Canadian University Ultimate Championships are being played on the traditional territory of the Anishinaabe, Huron-Wendat, Haudenosaunee, Ojibwe, and Chippewa peoples, the land that is home to the Métis, and most recently the territory of the Mississaugas of the Credit First Nation, who are direct descendants of the Mississaugas of the Credit. We also acknowledge that Brampton resides within Treaty 19. Today, this meeting place is still home to many Indigenous peoples from across Turtle Island, and we are grateful to have this opportunity to play on this land.
So this is the end of getting to the end of the CUUC. The game that you see in front of you, as well as the one off in the distance just behind. Not sure how much of that you can see, but these are the two last games being played at CUUC. We've had quite a huge number of teams from all across the country come here. I've seen some great playing over the weekend, and today has been much better weather. It's a little bit warmer, but still as windy. But we hope everybody had a great experience coming here.
Oh, and yes, if you haven't noticed, Carmen had to leave. Filling in, we have someone very knowledgeable about the rules. We have an observer to provide us some more insight on what's going on, the field, some rules, and plenty of insight. So glad to have you here today.
Yes, glad to be here. I'll try to fill in for Carmen's shoes. I know she's been with you all weekend. So I will do the best that I can. So it looks like number 43 is going off. He's walking, which is always a good sign.
Fourth and 43 being Nathan Goy.
And just to specify for all the viewers out there, that there are two colors of the jerseys that you see on the field. So you want to sorry. So we have burgundy, which is Ottawa, GG's, and in the yellow would be Manitoba, University of Manitoba.
The Bisons, I believe.
And if you see those green jerseys on the field, those are observers. They do play in two colors. We have orange, which is the usual color that you would see, and because of the similarity to the burgundy, they are in green.
Gouet is escorted off the field. Unfortunate. Looks like something may have happened to his wrist. Looks like CUUC takes his place. Paul with the disc. To Tremblay La Rochelle. Looking for an option. There's some people with their arms up. What does that mean?
Well, sometimes with the termed gun show, that is a sign for pick, which means somebody's prevented from following their player.
Robertson with the disc to Gallant. Looking for options. Stall down. Number 4, Wilson picks up. Wilson finds CUUC. Back to CUUC. Ottawa with a match defense. Bounces off the chest of Wilson. Looks like there might have been a travel call. From also Wilson. CUUC with the disc. Finds Rich. Rich moves it up the field. Disc back in CUUC's hands. Finds Wilson. So we have a backhand force. Ottawa on stream earlier. Switching up their defensive tech strategies. CUUC being an available option. Throw, a little bit of miscommunication between Manitoba. It looks like there was a call on the field, but it doesn't matter. ATL launches it deep to Kennedy. Kennedy tries to jump it in. The observers say no, not in. Several Ottawa options. Gallant getting open. Observers signal it's a goal. Wow, what an exciting way to start the game. Ottawa securing the point. I believe that was a hold. We're here with two very exciting teams, both looking to take the chip home. Manitoba, a relevant team in the finals. They've seen it several times, been in the top 4 in the past few years. Ottawa, not the case. In fact, Ottawa, this is their first year earning a bid in an earlier tournament to the CUUC's Div 1. Ottawa is hungry for the championship. This may be their first time in the finals. What a great showing and way to start off the game by scoring the first point. This Ottawa D-line will be looking to shut down Manitoba. Manitoba looking to score. On offense, CUUC back on the field. Manitoba quickly moving it up. Cohen with the disc. Looks like Ottawa was running a zone. Now they're in match defense, person to person. Cohen quickly moving it, taking off deep. CUUC throws it to the middle. Back to McFadden. Jonkman with the disc. Loses the defender. McFadden finds CUUC. back to McFadden. Huge layout, throws it over. McFadden takes off. Jailbreak. Quick movements. Not in. McFadden looking for an option. Finds Crew for the goal. Manitoba really taking off there. As soon as that zone collapsed, it was a race to the end zone. And we have some information here. We asked some players before the game just to enter some fun things. Stephen Crew scoring that goal. We see he's quite a veteran player, playing for Mofo, Strike, and TCU 20. I know there's several players on Ottawa and Manitoba that have both played for this Team Canada. So this will be a fiery matchup, perhaps some rivalries. If you didn't know, Crew's favorite snack is Reese's Puffs. What's your favorite snack?
There's so many. Who can choose?
Fair enough. Manitoba on defense. Big pull. Disc in the middle with Tremblay, La Rochelle. Finds Lapointe. Lapointe finds Gallant. Gallant shoots deep, looking for Kennedy. Kennedy in the end zone. Kennedy being a deep option. Unsuccessful disc spike though.
That's an easy goal. Score's now 2-1 for Ottawa.
Ottawa moving the disc too quick for Manitoba to reset their defense. Kennedy takes off. Assist from Gallant.
For anyone newly joining us, we're in the city of Brampton. It's a bit of an overcast day, but wind has definitely been a factor all weekend, and it seems to have quieted down just in time for this game.
That's true. Yesterday, starting off the tournament, starting off the Div 1 series, the wind and weather was so bad we had to shut down the stream. But yeah, it looks like it's calmed down a bit. That's great. Too much wind is annoying to play in.
Yep, but we should be looking forward to a lot of hucks because they definitely have a lot more precision now than when wind is a factor.
Ayad with the pull. Cohen collects. Quick movements. McFadden back to Cohen. Looking for Crew. Launches it deep. There is Ottawa players in the area. Big block by number 10, Tremblay La Rochelle. Not to get confused, there seems to be multiple players with the same last name. Perhaps brothers? Staples to pick up. Staples to Tremblay La Rochelle. Back to Staples. Staples inside shot to Ross. Ross faking off some cutters, saying, "You're not open." Tremblay La Rochelle to secure that one with his pressure D. Simovic looking for options, looking for someone to help him out. Tremblay La Rochelle with the mitts. Unfortunately, a miscommunication there. And Ottawa turns it over. Toddle picks up for Manitoba.
Oh,
huge!
Wow, that was huge.
Layout!
Here's D. Looks like there's a call, though. Looks like it's a foul call. And they're going to chat it out.
Looks like some good spirit here from both players, talking it out.
Looks like they're going to go the observer. That's Linda Kudo.
Fun fact about Linda, I actually played on a league team with her in Brampton. I had her as my teammate instead of my observer for a summer.
Nice.
Looks like the observer rules in favor of the defense. It was a block. Desmond with the disc to Asimovic.
Oh.
Unfortunate drop by Ad. Perhaps closed his hands a little too quickly. McFadden calms the team down, slows it down, finds Crew on the under. Back to McFadden. To Cohen. Cohen finds an option. Number 18, Murray. Murray finds Tottle. Inside shot, finds Cohen. Here around, secured. Junkman finds Crew. Crew finds Tottle. Tottle, huge layout. Ross leaves his feet in an attempt to block it. But Manitoba comes away with the point. Ottawa had an opportunity there to break on the end zone, but Manitoba's steady offense slowly working it up the field and then punches it in at the end. You can see Coach Snyder on the field. Snyder playing for many teams, tons of experience, great player himself, also part of Team Canada. Instructing Manitoba, providing some direction, providing some defensive strategies perhaps. Looks like we have Wilson with the pull. Lafavre picks it up to Tremblay La Rochelle. La Rochelle tells his cutter, get out of the lanes. Looks for a reset. Lafavre catches behind the back to Kennedy. Kennedy finds Paul. Paul looking for an option. Oh, unfortunate. Unable to come up with it. Tremblay La Rochelle tries to save it. Just a little too far. 6 picks up Peterson. Finds Tottle. Oh, a little too high. Lefebvre able to come back up with that. Finds Tremblay La Rochelle in the middle. Finds an open Robertson. Robertson unleashes a flick huck. It's floating. It's floating. And it just goes a little too far. Out the back of the end zone. Although the wind has calmed down, it still plays a little bit of a factor. Manitoba with another opportunity. Wilson to pick up. Looks like Ottawa is relying on a person defense. Manitoba in a vertical stack. Quick movement from Manitoba, but it looks like there's a call.
Looks like it's a pick. So number 12 catching up to 29.
Wilson with the disc. Tottle launches a backhand. Robertson in the area. Crew able to come up with it. An opportunity for Manitoba. Inside shot. And that's a goal. He hits the gritty as a little celebration. Manitoba letting everybody know that that in fact was a break. The first break of this game. Some exciting back and forth between the teams, but Manitoba lands the first blow. Let's see how Ottawa rebuttals. Some familiar names on the Ottawa offense. Not too sure who's coming on for Manitoba. Talked a little bit about the Manitoba coach. Some information that the team has provided to the Ottawa coach, Luke Phelan. Although he doesn't have a number, he is number one in their hearts. Luke coaching the Ottawa Outlaws, I believe, Phoenix in the CUCs, and now Ottawa GGs. Loves the sport of ultimate. Loves coaching it as well. Played for Phoenix. Playing for Still, actually, in the World Masters Ultimate Club Championships. Here we go with the pull. Wilson with another one. Tremblay La Rochelle picks up. Finds Kennedy. Kennedy doesn't like what he sees deep. Finds Tremblay La Rochelle. Back to Kennedy. To Staples, making sure he caught that one. Inside to Gallant, secures it with one hand. Launches a backhand. It's floating. It's floating. Robertson with the nice toes to stay in bounds. And we were streaming earlier. We've seen that head spike before, and there it is again from Robertson. Gallant with a beautiful backhand that stays just enough in bounds.
Both teams are bringing their A game here, like we have mentioned before. They had finished basically nail-biter semifinals right beforehand. I think it was like within maybe 20 minutes of when we were supposed to start, so which is why we had that delay. So both teams could just take a bit of a breather before they had to go into this big battle.
Talking about this big battle, what are some strategies that the Ottawa defense can apply to perhaps get a turnover here?
Well, I mean, if you're just keeping it simple, make sure that you keep up with whoever you're supposed to be guarding, because that's your main responsibility out there. And just keep an eye on what else is happening on the field. Know what's going on around you.
Let's see what Ottawa comes out with. We've seen some zone looks. We've seen some match defense. Perhaps they'll switch it up, try something new.
So the wind hasn't really been a factor since maybe that first pull.
Ayad with a high floaty pull allows the defenders to get down the field. McFadden with the disc to Cohen. Another zone look.
Looks like there's a travel call. You probably heard, I don't know who said that, but they mentioned he pivoted to his right. Travel would be when somebody takes more steps or changes direction after they've caught a disc.
Sweet, thank you for that insight. Cohen to McFadden. To Crew. Back to Crew. Quick movement. Trying to get away from this corner. Crew with the disc on the sideline. Finds McFadden. McFadden is moving quickly. Not allowing that defensive set. Ottawa goes to a match defense. Ottawa shutting down some downfield options. In the middle, Toddle to Crew. Manitoba finding those break opportunities and really moving the disc. These handlers are catching, swinging. McFadden to Crew. Asamoah flies, trying to get that block, but CUUC comes away with the point, and that's another point for Manitoba. This is a nail biter. Glad to be here, excited to watch this. This is going to be a good game. Lots of energy on both sidelines. It looks like the entire sideline of Manitoba is on the field though. Manitoba looking for another break. Ottawa looking for a hold. We're seeing a good split here. If you are not familiar with Ultimate, there is the home side, and then we refer to it as the dark side. The dark side is the far side of the field, of course, where none of your stuff is, so you don't really want to go there. But we're seeing a good split for both teams. Lots of colors on both sides. Big rip by number 4 Wilson. Tremblay La Rochelle with the frisbee. Finds Gallant. Gallant fakes off Paul deep. Finds Kennedy. Who finds Paul. Back to Kennedy. To Gallant. To Robertson. Robertson! Another! It's floating! It's floating! Tremblay La Rochelle there to pick up the garbage. Finds Robertson again. Robertson to Gallant on the end zone line, but not quite in. Gallant looking for options. Kennedy there. Kennedy secures it for Ottawa. Another point for Ottawa.
They're just trading points back and forth, which makes it super exciting to watch.
Lots of trading. But at this point, Ottawa is going to have to turn up the heat. Because they started on offense, they're down a break.
Yes.
So for Ottawa to win here, they're going to need to apply some defensive pressure, create turnover, and then capitalize on that opportunity. You see Robertson unleashing some hucks early in the game, very confident. And another question we've asked some of the players. Here's something I found quite interesting because it involves me. 2 truths and a lie. We'll allow the viewers to decide what they think is the correct answer. But we have Bray, that's me, drove Robertson to practice all summer. He completed a greatest for a goal against McGill at Easterns. Or he owns a pair of Thomas Carpenter's shorts. What do you think, viewers? Put it in the chat. Not sure if there's a timeout call. Manitoba has been huddling as a full team. It looks like the observers are looking at their watch, advising that
there was a timeout called by Manitoba. Nope, Ottawa.
Thank you, Ben. Ben behind the scenes, making all the camera magic happen. Perhaps Ottawa talking about a strategy they can try here to get this turnover. Still early in the game, anything can happen. Pull from Ayad, Another one just sailing. Looking so pretty. Cohen catches it at the back to McFadden, to Cohen, to McFadden. Quick movement. Back to Cohen. Cohen being named the MVP of CUCs. What an impressive feat. Let's see what he can do here in this game. Already being a viable option, moving the disc up the field. Jonkman, the crew.
Being very patient, moving up the field. Field has opened up a lot more.
Crew with the disc just outside the end zone. Flickhuck. And number 76, Roche, able to secure the point for Manitoba. Lots of energy coming from U of Manitoba. They're letting us know who they are, U of M. U of M. Of course, as the skill level increases, there's going to be less turnovers. So one break is so important. And with Manitoba up 1 point, Ottawa's going to need to break. Wilson with the pull once again. We're seeing some excellent pulls here from both teams, finding the right angle in the wind. Tremblay, La Rochelle finds Kennedy. Kennedy to Paul. Paul launches a flick with Gallant in the area, but Manitoba sends that out of bounds. Toddle denies it. Wilson. Manitoba quickly moving it. Inside shot. And that's another break for Manitoba. Slicing through the Ottawa defense, not giving them opportunity to set up. From a quick defensive block to several passes up the field, Manitoba is giving Ottawa no opportunity to breathe. Up 2 breaks now. This is a game Ottawa needs to rebuttal. With Ottawa down a couple points, what do you think that some things that they can, what do you think the coach would be saying to them on the line?
It's hard to say. I mean, it might be just, hey, you know, be confident in your opponents, play your own game. They've been playing together all weekend, so they should know by now. One thing I've noticed observing a few games is that sometimes the coaches do just tell them, hey, this is your game, you know what to do. Just go out there and do it. And as we know, most of the time the person who you're hardest on is yourself. So you can be your best cheerleader to get you pumped up out there.
Seeing some familiar faces here on the Ottawa O-line. Same with the Manitoba D-line. Wilson with another hug. With another pull. Tremblay, La Rochelle picks up. Finds Kennedy with a large gainer. Robertson Big layout from Wilson. Robertson able to secure it. Find Simovic. Push pass.
Oh.
29 of Manitoba comes out of nowhere.
Oh, that was maybe trying to be a bit too fancy.
Jaden Rich denies the goal. Manitoba with the disc. McFadden on once again. Wilson snags it out of the air. Around.
Oof.
To the ground. Oh no, unfortunate injury. Never mind, he says good.
Probably just got the wind knocked out.
Observer letting us know that there is going to be a substitution.
Ottawa now also has the option to sub out one of their players if they choose, and they have done that. So number 37 is coming off, being replaced by 15.
Lapointe. Staples hovering over the disc, ready to pick up. Gallant not open downfield. La Rochelle loses his defender, gets the frisbee up the field, finds Lapointe, finds Kennedy. Looks like there's some picks happening downfield. We see two Manitoba players on the ground.
I think now they're trying to sort out exactly where they should place themselves or how far in front, or he could be just telling his players, his team, where he wants them to be. The observer, Linda Kudos, giving instructions on the field.
Kennedy taps it in. Throws it up. Many players in the area.
Oh,
looks like there's a foul call.
Yeah.
Crew coming through for the block. And rookie Lapointe making the foul call. Ottawa product playing for Ottawa. Coming up from Ignite.
Looks like there's a bit of consultation here from the observers. So ask for a ruling. The foul is, oh, there's a lot of pointing going on here. I'm not really sure what.
Looks like it is Ottawa's disc on the end zone line. Lapointe puts it up to Manitoba. 92 with the block.
So
another Wilson. The other Wilson launches it deep to Crew. Crew secures it past half field.
that was a smart play, getting it out of the deep end of the end zone.
Crew looking for options. 9 outside of the end zone. Finds Hoffman. Hoffman is dancing. We've seen him hit the gritty. He is dancing after catching another goal. Manitoba up 3 breaks.
Yeah, this is, they've had 3 unanswered so far. And it looks like there's a timeout has been called. Might be doing a bit of a pep talk for Ottawa here.
If I was in that Ottawa huddle, I think the discussion here is that the game is still early. The only thing that matters is the next point ahead, and that point would be for half. If Ottawa is able to score and then score, perhaps this game will be closer. But if Manitoba is able to bring this to half. They're getting the disc after half.
Yeah.
What is that called? Like a natural break?
Not sure.
Either way, Ottawa needs to secure this point. Some more information here on Nick McFadden on Manitoba. If he was a fruit, what fruit would he be? Quite an interesting answer here. He answered a ravioli because it's the most diverse food category.
Well, that's different.
I didn't know ravioli was considered a fruit, but here it is, folks. Nick McFadden would be a ravioli.
Guess you could have fruit ravioli. Or if it's tomato sauce, is that considered a fruit too?
Oh,
Because tomatoes are technically fruit.
let's not get into that. Wilson with the pull. Rolls out the side of the end zone. Staples to pick up. Cohen on the mark. Finds Kennedy. Kennedy looking for option. Inside shot.
Ooh.
Oh. Unfortunately, Ayad ain't able to come out with the disc after soaring through the air. Crew with the disc. Inside shot. Over the head of Staples. And a quick point for Manitoba. Oh. Look at that celebration. Defying gravity. And then dabs. That is halftime for this game. Thank you for tuning in. We will be right back after a short break. Don't go too far. Welcome back to the second half of this exciting matchup between Ottawa and Manitoba. Manitoba up 4 right now and starting on offense. Before we begin the action, I'd like to give some shout outs to some of our sponsors. VC Ultimate, our apparel sponsor, outfitting Ultimate players since 1998. Be sure to check out the VC merch tent. Well, it's down now, unfortunately, but VCUltimate.ca, you can find anything you need for your Ultimate needs. Shout out to Discraft. Thank you for being our disc sponsor. Launched in 1978, Ultimate Disc, the official disc of Ultimate. Last but not least, thank you to City of Brampton for hosting this glorious event. As Canada's 9th largest city, they've got the know-how and the facilities to make your sporting event a success. I have to say, this sporting event has been quite a success as the tournament is winding down. We have the finals and the third and fourth place game happening right behind it. Most of the teams have left. And here we go. Ottawa with the pull. Just lands out of bounds.
And they're just bringing it up to the brick mark. You'll see there's a marking in the middle of the field.
McFadden to bring it up. Manitoba looking to continue the offensive prowess and confidence, connecting on easy passes. Ottawa looking to shut them down, get some defensive offensive opportunities. Matchup defense here. Crew with the disc, Kennedy, McFadden. Wow, it looks like they're just running up the field at this point. Crew outside of the end zone. Inside shot to McFadden. McFadden to Toddle. Observer letting us know not in. Manitoba knocking on the door. To McFadden. To Toddle. To Crew. And that's a goal. Manitoba keeping the energy high. Ottawa running out of time, perhaps energy. If they want to come back in this game, they're going to need to find the fire. It's not over quite yet. There is still quite a bit of time. But as this game continues to get out of hand, the chances of them coming back become slimmer.
As you had mentioned before, this is the first time for Ottawa to reach the finals. Wonder maybe it's just a bit of lack of experience, or not sure what's going on.
This matchup happened earlier in the tournament, and I believe the score was somewhat similar. Manitoba handling the game quite well. But this is the finals. It's not the same game. Anything can happen. Well, let's see what Ottawa can do. They're going to have to score quickly and shut down this Manitoba offense, which seems so difficult right now. Tremblay La Rochelle with the disc in the middle. Finds Gallant. Gallant launches. Flick Huck. Finds 45 in the end zone. That is Bennett Gibson. Quick connection. Quick score.
Yep, and that's the first goal we've seen from Ottawa in quite a while. Hope this will spark them up a little bit. What advice would you be giving them? I think you know quite a few of the players.
Yes, I've had the pleasure to play with some of these Ottawa players. Living in Ottawa myself, playing with them as my teammates. They have the fire. I know they can do it. If I was down there, if I was coaching, one thing I would say is there's only one thing that matters, and that's this point right now. We're going to work our hardest. We have to do our best to shut down those quick looks. Not sure what they're going to throw here on defense. They've tried zone. They've tried match. Perhaps Coach Phelan has some ideas.
It looks like we'll have a different lineup than what we've been seeing for the past few points. This is their D line coming up.
Ayad with the pull. McFadden to Cohen to McFadden. Quick movement. Match defense. Tight defense from Ottawa. Tottle blasts it. Bang! Easy catch. Another quick score for Manitoba. Tottle with the assist.
They're just making it look easy.
I agree with you. Not sure what defensive changes they're going to have to try here. But a little, there's going to need to be more pressure. Couple passes and then a huck is not going to help Ottawa win.
That is one of the factors that I had mentioned before. Wind is dying down quite a bit, so you will see a lot of these long hucks. And you have a lot of very athletic players on the field. Just hustle down there. Could potentially be an easy point. We'll see if Ottawa is able to capitalize on possession for this next point.
Wilson with another pull. Gallant to Kennedy to Gallant. Gallant fakes him off, finds Lefebvre, finds Paul. No mark on him. Paul's still open. Nope. Back to Paul. Fakes Kennedy off. Resets to Gallant. Quick swing to Tremblay La Rochelle. Kennedy just getting open to Robertson. And there's another head spike. Robertson finding the open space in the end zone. Ottawa moving it quickly, looking really confident in offense. But it's going to be the defense that wins them this game.
That's the energy we want to see out there, so hopefully they can carry this momentum through.
If Ottawa wants to win this game, they're going to need to stop them now. They can slow down this offense, perhaps get a break, get the energy up. This game could be in their hands. Cohen back on Manitoba's O-line here. Let us know that his favorite fruit is an apple because he can be applesauce, apple pie, apple crumble, you name it. Apples as a snack are delicious. I like apples.
I love apples.
What's your favorite apple?
Gala. Nice and crunchy.
I liked Red Delicious for a while, and then I tried a Cosmic Crisp and it blew my mind.
That's getting fancy.
Toddle back here in the middle of the field with the frisbee. Finds McFadden to Toddle to Crew.
So they're trying to do a zony. Ottawa's trying to zony D defense here.
Perhaps to slow down those Hucks, but Manitoba finds the hole.
Now they're doing a person matchup. There's a pick called on the field.
Jonkman with the disc. Finds Toddle. Toddle finds number 18 for the score. That's Jack Murray. Okay, in terms of time, I'd say that one took a little bit longer than usual. No deep hucks, but Manitoba still able to find open players, even with that zone look. Some more fun information on our players. We have Cameron Kennedy. He let me know before the game, speaking on the Huck and A podcast, he was the player to watch. He let us know that I am his favorite player, but that's not that interesting. He's studying biochemistry, and he just applied to med school. I believe he's a nurse working in U Ottawa, and you love to see that. We need more nurses. Quick toes, but unfortunately not quick enough. Observers letting us know that he is out of bounds. Gallant quickly drops it and finds position on defense. Wilson with the disc. Finds Toddle. Toddle not leaving the field.
Just working it slowly up that line.
Peterson looking for a reset. Finds Toddle. 29 loses his defender, but here launches a flick huck. Gallant secures position, goes up safely, and able to come down with it. Kennedy with the disc finds Robertson. Robertson to Paul. Big backhand fake. Back to Kennedy. To Robertson. Robertson lets it go. Defender in the area. Toddle smacks it down. Waves his arms. Says no. And then picks it up. Foul called.
Oh, we have a card coming out.
What does that card mean?
Well, that I believe is a personal misconduct foul. I actually didn't see what caused it.
I believe there's a little bit of contact on the end zone line. Paul bumping Toddle. Toddle looking for something. Finds Peterson. Peterson on the sideline. Looks for number 9, Tremley. But 45 comes up with the block. That's Gibson. Tremblay La Rochelle on the sideline. Foul called. Gallant does not contest. Good sign of spirit. Kennedy back. Reaches up. Back to Tremblay La Rochelle. Not too much options downfield, but Gallant able to come up the line, right on the end zone line. Wilson on the mark. Tremblay La Rochelle. Puts it up. Paul's in the area.
Oh.
But Manitoba! Oh, no.
No.
That is 21 with the block. Hoffman comes down.
Looks like maybe it's a muscle cramp of some sort. Hoping he's okay.
Putting his body on the line to make sure that the disc is not caught in this open final.
Everybody putting their hearts and bodies on the line out there, trying to get a big save, big win, big D. Oh, he's hobbling off the field, so it does look like lower limb injury. Hopefully he'll be okay.
Has his teammate stretching his leg out. Perhaps it was a cramp. You'd love to see them walk off with their own power. Number 6 to pick up, Peterson. Manitoba, a chance to score. Finds Wilson in the middle. Wilson looking for the round, not there.
Oh, that was a big fake.
Toddle on the close sideline. To Crew in the middle. Crew unleashes a flick. 29 sliding on his back. Rich lets it go to number 10. Another Peterson. This is Isaac. Sam Peterson, Isaac Peterson. Isaac with the score on this one.
And that's yet another break.
Yet another break. That has been the story of this game. Sounds like there is another timeout being called. Goal scorer Isaac Peterson let us know that his favorite fruit is a blueberry. A sweet and sour blueberry, or blueberry because it's sweet and sour? I'm not sure. And his favorite player is Toddle, his teammate. Toddle is clearly making an impact on the field. Always an open option, moving the disc.
And we can see there's a little bit of a huddle of the green.
What happens in those huddles?
Usually they do a check on that everybody has the same score. It's always important. Just to check in if there's anything that they've been seeing on the field that they want to watch out for. Certain kinds of behaviors that they want to try and discourage on the field.
It's been a relatively clean game. I think only maybe one card coming out.
Yeah.
Love to see that. Although this is a very competitive sport, it is non-contact and you don't want to see injuries occur. So good on both teams here for playing it safe, securing space before taking off and causing a dangerous play. Manitoba here with the pull, and no, this time it is not Wilson. Flick pull. You don't see that one too often.
No.
Staples to Tremblay La Rochelle. Finds Robertson on the inside. Finds Kennedy on the inside shot. Finds Gallant on the inside shot. Moving it up the break sideline to Kennedy in the middle. To Robertson. Robertson lets go of a backhand to Tremblay La Rochelle on the end zone line. Oh! Manitoba lays out.
That's a big bid, but unfortunately didn't get it.
Unfortunately, unable to come away with the block. That's number 92, Nathan Wilson. Staples gets the point for Ottawa. 12-7 here. Quite a bit of a lead. Time is running out. I like to say this, but as long as there's time on the clock, nothing is impossible. Perhaps Ottawa can come down here in a new defensive strategy, or just apply the pressure and have a turnover, maybe a mishap from Manitoba. Manitoba commanding and leading this game, making offense look easy. We see a whiteboard on the field. Something's being discussed. Feeling cooking up something special. Ayad ready for the pull.
That is a big pull. Oh. It's
Lands.
out. It just lands out.
Just lands out. Hard to tell from over here. It was so close. Manitoba takes it to the brick line. Ottawa in his own look. McFadden surveying his options, finds Cohen. Back to McFadden. To Crew.
Oh.
A little bit of jumbling, a little bit of bumbling. Crew unable to hold on to it. Perhaps an Ottawa player got his hand in there. Staples to pick up. Staples finds Tremblay La Rochelle. Finds number 31. Finds Ayad. Finds Asamoah.
Nice.
I don't know if that's who he was looking for, but Asamoah able to secure that point, and that's a break for Ottawa. Asamoah coming over from Waterloo and joining this Ottawa D-line. Clearly making an impact. His favorite fruit is grapes. Simple and easygoing, and a majority of the people like them. That's why it's his favorite. I have to agree with him. I do enjoy grapes. It looks like Ayad will be staying on for this D point.
Looks like it's an Ayad takeover.
Hashtag Maxime Ayad takeover. Similar faces on Manitoba's O-line. Crew, Cohen, McFadden, Toddle. Another junky look from Ottawa, perhaps a zone still. Manitoba is still able to shred it and find those holes. Back to person. Murray with the disc. Asimovic tries to run through D, but
Oof.
unable to get there. Cohen, nice little flick blade over the Ottawa defense. And that's another point for Manitoba.
You probably would have been able to hear people yelling melt, melt, melt. That's because they're melting away that zone defense that they're playing to match up.
And to me, it seems like that's when Manitoba is running away with it.
Mm-hmm.
Perhaps not a quick enough transition, but
Well, it's always a confusing time also, because you're trying to just match up with whoever is the closest, and sometimes somebody gets through and they run through the end zone without any defense on them. So score is now 13-8 in Brampton and 13 for Manitoba. They've been playing a really, really good game so far, just making it look so easy.
Hear those Ottawa cheers on the sidelines. Trying to keep the energy up. The game is just about over. 2 points left for Manitoba. Would love to see comebacks. Obviously, Manitoba doesn't. Let's see what Ottawa does here. Paul unable to secure that. Wilson slowing the offense down, picks it up. To number 10. Finds 81. Huang. Huang looking for some reset options. Paul there, but unable to. Wide open in the end zone.
Probably as a result of that pick that was just called.
Back to the thrower, Tramley. Looking for Wilson in the middle. Wilson looking for the around, but nope.
Looks like it was a foul called. From what I could hear, it seems like it's a push-off. And that's how he was able to get distance, perhaps.
Oh,
Obviously a disagreement on the call, so it's gone back to thrower. Now they're just trying to figure out what count should be at. It's coming out on count 5.
Wilson. Finds other Wilson.
There's a bit of a discussion here.
Wilson with the disc. Other Wilson.
Oof.
Oh, what a grab.
Wow.
Wilson on the end zone line. Ottawa player flying through, but Wilson snags it. Manitoba secures it. And that's another break for Manitoba. Number 10, I believe. That was Peterson for the score.
So they're just on the doorstep of a gold medal here.
One more point. It's going to be quite a battle for Ottawa to come back. Manitoba smells that gold medal.
You see coming across the screen here, Glenn, one of the other observers. Little shout out to his daughters Everly and Paige. They are quite young, so they will likely not be listening to this unless it's in later on when they're a bit older. And also to his partner, Christian, who's solo parenting for the weekend.
Toddle looks like back on the field, looking to end this game. Toddle, teammates say similar to Bottle, but with a T. Toddle would, if he was a fruit, he would also be an apple. Seeing a theme here. He says he'd be an apple because he's consistent. Some of his teammates say when it comes to Toddle, you know what you're going to get.
I guess that's as opposed to chocolates, box of chocolates.
Ah, I didn't get that reference.
There seems to be a call of some kind on the field. Looks like it might be a foul. I don't see. Oh yeah, it's a foul. It's a contested foul. So when you see them kind of crossing arms a bit, and then the fist bumping each other, that's the symbol for contest.
Disc back to Tremblay La Rochelle.
Oh, big. long
Unleashes
puck.
a large
Ooh.
disc, pumped back up. There's some contact. Kennedy's on the ground. I would assume there's a foul call.
Yeah.
Tying a shoe in the meantime. You always got to go with the double knot.
Always. Always a double knot.
If you go
Because there's
si-
no equipment call for shoes or shoelaces. Glenn Ford coming in to have a little chat with Linda Kudo. Sometimes when that happens, it's just to make sure that, you know, just a bit of consult on what was seen, what the call might be in case the players do decide to come to the observers for a ruling.
Looks like it's an uncontested,
uncontested
foul call.
foul, so he does get the disc.
Finds Gallant in the end zone. That's a point for Ottawa. Back to tying his shoe, though.
Maybe Velcro's the way to go.
Ottawa calls time out. Manitoba with an opportunity to end this game starting on offense.
So, yeah, timeout.
Ottawa perhaps cooking up a special play that we've never seen before. They're going to have to pull some kind of magic trick to come back from this one.
And Ottawa has possession next. Well, they're on O next, sorry. So probably some sort of defense to try and get a turnover.
It's been a great tournament so far. We just streamed the women's finals. McMaster coming on top.
And we still do have quite a few viewers in the stands. I'm assuming they're probably parents. So huge thank you to all the parents who came down to Brampton this weekend to support their kids. Oh, that's the horn for the end of, it's a hard cap, I believe. So this will be the last point.
Unfortunately, regardless of what Ottawa does here, it is the end of the game. But it's always a good feeling to finish on a high note. Manitoba looking to reach 15.
I think they still have done a great job getting here. As we mentioned, it's the first time they've reached the final. So that's quite an achievement.
Ross with the pull.
That was fairly
Landing
low
in the end
catch.
zone.
You couldn't hear the groans from the spectators.
Similar story all game. McFadden, Cohen, Tottle.
If it seems like they're on every point, they probably have been.
Finds Rich, who finds Cohen,
Oh,
who
there we
unleashes
go.
a flick. Looks like the wind. No, not the
Oh.
wind.
There's a foul called on the defense. Before that happened, I was actually going to say that one thing that Manitoba has done really well, they've used the whole field. They've gotten able to get, you know, to the break side, moving the disc around where there's space. Looks like that foul was accepted.
Backhand. To the middle, Wilson. Wilson lets it fly.
Oh.
25, denies.
Right into his hands.
That's Bailey with the block. Ross to pick up. Needs to find an option. Finds Lapointe. Needs somebody. Finds 18, who finds Bailey.
They are forcing.
Bailey lets it fly. 44 in the area. But Cohen picks it up. Oh, a quick throw.
Oh. That was unfortunate.
Looks like the Manitoba player went up for the disc, and perhaps the Ottawa player did not see him coming.
Yeah, and had his legs taken out from underneath him. Both players are on the ground. We're really hoping they're both okay. That was a very heavy impact. And we do have medical coming out to assess. Just trying to figure out who to assess first, I think. Oh. The Ottawa player has gone off the field. Manitoba player doesn't seem to require any medical assistance. He still has the disc, but looks like he's going to stay on.
That's McFadden with the disc right now. Finds 29, Rich. Rich fakes off Crew. McFadden back with the disc on the end zone line. Finds an open Tottle. Hammer, not in the end zone. Cohen to Crew. Inside shot to McFadden. And that's the game, folks.
That is the game.
Manitoba
15-9.
Takes the game. That's the end of the tournament. What an exciting open finals. Manitoba back in the finals for another year. And this time they take the chip. Looks like Montreal on the far side won the third, fourth place game.
And they're just in the middle, I believe, getting maybe their medals, middle of the on the sideline. So Ottawa wins silver, and they should definitely keep their heads held up high. First time reaching the finals. Not too shabby.
Truly an impressive feat. They worked so hard in the offseason. Again, I was able to practice some of these guys, and they really wanted to be here, and they manifested it, and they were able to come away with silver. Obviously, it's not exactly what they want, but coming from years of not being able to make it to the top four, to make it to the finals, have an impressive game against a strong opponent like Manitoba, that's something to be proud of. And of course, Manitoba showing class, poise, and confidence.
There's a lot of great spirit on the field that we could see. I believe they're just setting up for the medal ceremony now. We do have a Montreal team, Université de Montréal, who are the bronze medal winners.
Thank you, everyone, for tuning in. That is the CUUC Division 1 National Championships. Manitoba on the open side, McMaster on the women's side. That's it, folks.